Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, the 6th day of April. Today is National Caramel Popcorn Day, which you wouldn't think you'd need a special day just for that one flavor of popcorn, but there it is, and it's good stuff. National Beers Eve, which is interesting.
Okay.
National Sorry Charlie Day. National Student Athlete Day, National Tartan Day, National Teflon Day, SAM Day of Action, SAAM Day of Action, National Library Workers Day, and National Employee Benefits Day. A lot of things going on today.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it's National Sorry Charlie Day. Well, it's also Tuesdays with Charlie Day.
It sure is.
We have that every week. So we've got Charlie coming up here in a little bit, and he was visiting for Easter, so it's not even going to be over the phone.
Did you know that they wanted to make Teflon Day like 6 days out of a year?
Really?
But the idea just didn't stick.
That's like a John joke.
I know.
Are you proud of
I'm
yourself?
ashamed and embarrassed.
Yeah, I'm going to high five you. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. According to a new study, the average remote worker has experienced 230 tech problems while doing their job from home over the last year. Did we talk about this?
I think we did, yes.
I say remote workers deal with an average of 4 tech problems per week. I think the last story we had explained what they were, though, so I like that story better.
So we read it again, but this one was worse.
Yeah, and I think I actually found that other story, and then I deleted this one, but apparently I did a bad job of deleting it. I'm having a tech problem remotely. Okay, maybe not. A new study claimed that when couples go to bed angry, the stress carries over into the next day. Really?
Oh, for sure.
You needed to do a study
Yeah.
for that? Who did that study?
Wow.
Somebody who's not married, clearly. All right. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A woman caught drinking and driving on a major road with 2 tires missing from her car. Yeah. 22-year-old Lakia Hated Alonzi spotted by police as she was driving erratically with 2 tires missing. Early morning hours is when this happened. There were sparks flying from the vehicle. Again, 2 tires missing. Had gotten pulled over. They said that they could smell the alcohol on her breath before being ordered to complete a roadside test. You know, they didn't even really need to, but they did. Court heard that she blew a reading of 60 micrograms of alcohol in 100 milliliters of breath, which is above the legal limit. That is a really bizarre way of saying it, though,
Okay,
isn't it?
so when they say 2 tires missing, did they mean like 2 flats?
No, like the tires were gone. She was riding on rims, and it was shooting sparks all over. Anyway, disqualified from driving now for 18 months after she admitted to an offense of driving whilst unfit to drink.
Whilst.
Whilst
I love
unfit
when they
through
say
drink
that.
and driving without insurance. So, fun story right there. But it's typed like it's in Old English.
Probably because it was.
This is what happens when ye old brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Robert De Niro has a thing called the Tribeca Film Festival, and they had canceled it last year because of COVID, but they're planning on having that take place again. It happens in New York City, and they say it'll be back this summer with in-person events in June, so a few months from now. And this is an interesting thing. Have you ever heard of a TV show called Pooch Perfect?
No.
So you remember there's a movie, Pitch Perfect, right?
Right.
And then Pitch Perfect, like 2 and 3, and I don't know how many of those they had. Our daughter really liked those. Remember that? We used to watch them.
She loved them.
So I guess ABC TV announced a show called Pooch Perfect, where 10 teams of groomers are pitting each other against one another to create the best over-the-top look for a $100,000 cash prize.
Okay.
Would you watch that show?
No.
I think it sounds interesting.
Really?
Pooch Perfect. Well, I'm not saying I'd watch it. I'm just saying it sounds interesting.
You would
but
not.
PETA has come out saying that they think that it's a bad idea for this show.
Of course they did.
So they're, I don't know. I think they're still doing it, though. Pooch Perfect. Just a fun name. Thanks for listening to Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. A fifth of spouses, so that's like 20% of spouses, admit to checking their partner's emails or text messages. Heidi, do you ever do that?
No, not even when you ask me to.
I know. Can you do me a favor? Nah, I'd rather not. The report also found that a fifth of relationships, at least one partner had checked their spouse's browser history on their computer. Have you ever done that?
Nope.
I don't blame it because everything I look at is pretty dumb anyway.
It's pretty boring.
It really is. There are times that I look at it, I'm like, wow, I should probably delete my browser history. Not because it's bad, but it's just so boring. Because it'll be dumb things like I'm wondering a certain character in a movie. What other movies have they been in? And we're halfway through a movie.
Those kinds of questions. And what kind of random stuff that I don't need can I find on Facebook Marketplace?
Oh, I don't Google that though. That just happens by just by chance.
By happenstance.
There you go. So anyway, that was interesting. And hey, before if he is a he or she is a she, that little baby inside there often has a name. And people will give nicknames to the baby bump inside.
Right.
The most inventive is, or maybe one of the most common is Peanut. Sometimes it's just baby. But here's some of the wacky unborn baby nicknames that have been shared online as far as when this story was posted. Pork Bun.
Pork Bun.
Baby Melon.
Okay.
Itty Piggy. And my personal favorite, Happy Meal.
Wow.
I don't know why. And then one last story here. A study finds that religious people are more likely to become obese.
Okay.
Okay, well, that explains me.
So religious, not Christian.
Well, it just says, so it's any kind of religion. But there you go. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We typically pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
It's Tuesdays with Charlie. He'll give us some guff. We talk each week and we learn fun stuff. Everyone loves him. He makes us laugh. Sometimes he's wrong, then he fires his staff. Get ready to learn some things. Here we go. It's Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
No phone needed this week. We've got Charlie right here. How you doing,
In the
sir?
studio.
Lucky me.
He came for Easter and stayed for us.
Hey, and I met a fan of mine the other night at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's my number one fan because I used to have 3, but Burmeister and Susie, they got a dog. So. I went down the chain a little bit, but just want to say hi to Eric. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, Eric, he's a great dude. He's a big fan, so that's awesome.
Yes,
I was
he
really
is.
glad that you got to meet Eric.
I've been doing this for 100 years, and only one fan has said hi to me.
There's been several that have stopped in looking for you.
Yeah, I don't want them.
Some of them with registered letters for some reason.
Yeah.
So what do you have for us today, Charlie?
Hey, well, you was trying to light a fire the other night, right?
Yeah, I was trying to, yeah.
Did you know that Doritos are flammable?
I read that somewhere, yeah.
I've read that, yeah.
So just take what do they come in, a bag?
Yeah.
Take a bag of Doritos and throw some wood around it and light it on fire, and there you go. Hey, and if you were to walk around the world, your head would have traveled a slightly longer distance than your feet.
Why? Oh, I suppose because you're standing out and it's a bigger circumference. So however tall you are. If you look at a circle...
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, your head is further away from the center of the circle than your feet would be. So your head would have traveled, not a lot more, but a little bit more. You guys are looking at each other like I'm crazy. It makes sense to me.
Where did that come from?
That makes sense. I get it. Yes.
Well, I just write it down. I don't know.
I agree with it. It's good stuff.
Practice is a bad name for a business specializing in healthcare or legal assistance.
You're absolutely right. I've never thought about that before.
It is kind of an odd thing to call
Yeah.
Practice.
it. Yeah. Yes.
I wouldn't be to last long anyway. Hey, then there are more. How does this work? There are more nipples in the world than people.
Well, every person
there's
has
double.
2.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes
There's
sense.
twice as many.
There's twice as many nipples as people.
What are we talking about this for?
Hey, if you are allergic to pollen, you're allergic to plant sperm.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
You guys just trying to see what we can get away with today? Is that what's going on here?
That was supposed to be my last one of the day, but I got 2 more.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay, we admire people for the hair on their head, but the second it's off the head, it becomes gross.
Yeah, like if it's in your soup or in your food or...
Or on their back.
Oh, yeah, somewhere else on the body, yeah.
So if it's...
But off the head anywhere isn't
that's
a good
true.
thing.
Very true.
Yeah.
And I better end with, I got one last thing here, and then
All
we
right.
better end on that.
What do you got?
The lottery is kind of like a tax for being stupid.
I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what? Some of those people are not so stupid because they win.
You guys have paid that tax for, 40 years?
Do you get a lottery ticket a lot, Charlie?
Every single week.
Just about.
Do you really? Do you
Every
play the
single
same
week,
numbers every week,
my
or do you
whole
do?
life.
No, just random pick.
Oh, wow. Ready for a question from me, Charlie?
We better give one, yeah.
All right, I got a question for you here. We might have talked about this before. It seems somewhat familiar. But what do you call a duel between 3 people?
A truel.
A truel. Yes! Good
Oh!
He remembers that.
Whoa.
He doesn't remember my name, but he remembers that.
I'm 8 for
That was
365.
impressive.
Yeah, you've been right. You've been right about 8 times.
You know how I know that?
How do you know that?
Because I was watching HGTV today, and, usually it's couples looking for a house.
Yeah.
This was a throuple.
Well, I wonder if they were just friends or they were all married.
Well, friends with benefits. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what's going on over there. Well, Charlie, thanks for coming in, man. It doesn't explain how you knew that it was troll. But and on that note, Charlie, thank you very much for coming in. We'll talk to you again next week.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie. Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There's the little thing over the I, the dot over the I, or the dot over the J has a name. Do you remember what it is?
We've
talked about it.
I
It's
know we
called
have.
A tittle. Tittle. The tiny dot above a lowercase I and a lowercase j, a tittle. It says it is thought that the phrase to a T is actually derived from the phrase to a tittle, a phrase that was used in the same sense dating back to the early 17th century. the first recording of the phrase is in a play in 1607. So he says, I'll quote him to a tittle. And then later it became to a T.
Alrighty then.
Now you know. That's
Now
a fun
you know.
fact.
It is a fun fact.
And now you do know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world, brought to you by radiotravelgroup.com. Dateline Egypt. Egypt has a string of disasters that saw a bunch of things that people saw in the news, like the Suez Canal being blocked by an Egyptian, what do you call that, cargo ship?
Right.
But there's a lot of other stuff too, and they're saying, some people say that it's linked to some pharaohs who were upset because something that was cursed from ancient mummies.
Really?
They say it's more than a coincidence. All these things are happening around the same time. Egypt decided to transfer 22 royal mummies to a new museum, and they say that that is what they think the curse of the pharaoh phenomenon is as actually. There's a big long list of all of the things that I don't have time to get to, but I thought it was fascinating, and I do have all of them in the show notes, and then there's a link to even read more stuff about it. But there are several people that died, some people that were left homeless when some stuff happened to their home, just a lot of bizarre things that all happened, boom, 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 all in a row. So interesting stuff. I do have a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. It says here that ducks enjoy eating seeds, which then can lead to the destruction of local lawns. So the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission say they transmit avian influenza virus as well as other diseases to humans and native waterfowl. So the commission wrote on their website, controversies often occur between residents who appreciate birds and residents who consider them a nuisance. And that is what happened with Victor Esquizera. I probably said that wrong, and I apologize. He approached his friend, Jose, sitting on his own front porch. According to witnesses, the two men got into a scuffle, and the one man shot the other man in the arm.
Oh, jeepers.
After allegedly shooting his neighbor over the dispute over feeding local ducks and geese, the 83-year-old man has now been charged with attempted first-degree murder.
Okay.
So
he was upset that his neighbor was feeding them, and he didn't think that they should be.
Yeah.
Okay.
The incident was actually captured on video on his phone, by the way, the other gentleman. So what in the world? That is today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. Have you heard of a cat burglar?
Yes.
And if you think about what a cat burglar is, I got a story here that's probably not that, but this is what a cat burglar should be. Michigan man woke up from a dead sleep to find a guy holding a gun to his head, demanding that he hand over his two cats.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, a cat burglar, see? The crook ordered the animal lover to cough up his kittens at 4:15 a.m., grabbed one of the animals, and hightailed it down the street. But it wasn't the perfect crime. The cops caught the man quickly, and they seized his gun, tossed him in jail. Police say that the suspect, who was charged with home invasion and felonious assault, not felonious assault, felonious, likely knew the homeowner before the catnapping. The suspect and the victim have not been identified. The incident is under investigation. They didn't really explain much, and they did not return the phone call of the inquiry who had written the story, the person who wrote it. So
Okay, so this must be a disgruntled ex or something
there's gotta
that
be
wanted
Give me the
Because
cats.
you can pretty much get a cat for free.
These were
like,
special cats.
Anywhere.
Yeah, so this happened in Michigan. It's bizarre. It is today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Are you ready, Heidi?
I'm ready.
All right. How about Desert Dunes, Hot Springs, California?
Desert Dunes.
Desert
I'm
Dunes.
going
Is it a
to
golf
say
course?
that's a golf course.
Or is it a rehab center?
Golf course.
All right. You didn't let me finish. But the answer is golf
Golf
course.
course.
See, she didn't even need me to finish. Desert Dunes. Who goes to a desert dune for rehab?
Right.
But who goes there to lose a ball in the sand? Everybody.
Everybody.
Doesn't that just sound like a bad place to play? I don't know. Maybe it just sounds like there'd be a lot of sand
there
traps.
would be sand traps.
Yeah, you'd think so. I don't know. Maybe it'd be a great place to play. I'm not a golfer. I don't know how that works, but I think you want to stay out of the sand, don't you?
Yes, you do want to stay
what I
out of the
thought.
sand, yes.
This is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
And we always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. And our story here is actually a really cool story. Here's the headline. ATV riders rescue dog from a cliff in Utah. So a group of ATV riders who call themselves the Wild Bunch had a big scare when one of their dogs needed to be rescued from a cliff in Utah. The dramatic rescue was captured on video. Bill and Vicky, they have this dog, Summer, with them, and she stepped a little bit too close to the edge and slid down a steep cliff.
Oh.
She said, I was like, this can't happen like this. I have to do something, the president of the Utah ATV Association said, and they, luckily, Summer listened to the commands and stayed still so she didn't continue sliding. That's when the Wild Bunch, along with a bunch of strangers, came along to save this dog. And somebody from across the canyon caught it all on videotape. Said, we knew we had a good group of friends, but I'll tell you what, this solidified, and I think it's made us all a whole lot closer.
Aww.
And this video, you can see a chain of people and a rope, and they're helping, lower somebody down to get this pooch and bring the pooch to safety. So what a cool thing. And it's one of those things that I'm glad that I was not involved in that, because that would be super scary. And if you're even just a little bit afraid of heights, that would be so terrifying. When you leave that day and you're like, hey, we're going to go for a little ATV ride. You don't
and if
think,
you're a dog lover like we are,
oh, yeah.
it would be so awful
would be-
to see a defenseless little puppy out there just stranded.
So,
So
great
that's really
story.
cool.
Yeah, a great story. I get a
Good
link
to
to
have
it.
good friends.
Oh, man, wouldn't that be? And how awful would it be to find out you have friends that are not so good? They're like, yeah, we're going to just keep on going now.
We'll see you later. We'll meet up with you.
You guys,
Good luck.
still give us a ride back home, though, right? No, I think it's really a cool story. I've got a link to it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.